This film was made possible by a generous donation from 5 Wives Vodka. Hi. My name is Barbie Garcia. I came to Utah at the age of 10 from Mexico City. Not only did I not understand the English language, I didn't understand the culture either. It was a difficult adjustment, to say the least. The outside perception of women in Utah is different from the reality. Throughout my adult life, I made profound connections with the local women here.
Your favorite.
I wanted to get the perception of what it's like to be a woman living in Salt Lake City. Allow me to introduce you to these women.
Hi, my name is Alexa Bird.
Hi, I'm Princess Kennedy.
Hi, I'm Jenny Bryson. And
Hi, I'm Molly Mormon. I'm Tiffany Grind.
I'm Sandy Jones.
My name is Ma Black.
My name is Daniela Lopez.
I'm Angelique Gordon.
My name is Heather Gay.
I'm Amy Dominguez.
I'm Jen Fairchild.
My name is Danae Sean Dean.
My name is Amy Jones.
I'm Jasmine Gordon.
I am Kat Palmer.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Khaleesi.
Full-time photographer,
Safety advocate,
art activist,
An enthusiast
and soccer mom.
or striptease performer.
Consulting manager for Adobe Systems.
Or just a stripper.
Pro-immigrants rights activist.
Makeup artist.
I own Salon at Library Square. And
I'm a full-time photographer.
Turned professional painter.
For Unidad Inmigrante.
The owner of Name Droppers.
And I'm also a local personality.
marketing and public relations for a law firm.
And we own A La Mode Boutique and personal styling service.
And I am a consulting manager for Adobe.
I'm an Indigenous artist.
I'm a microblading eyebrow artist.
And I'm the owner of Beauty Lab and Laser, the anti-med spa in Salt Lake City.
I just released a full-length album called Hate the Internet.
I am the Director of Catering and Convention Services for Little America Hotel.
I'm the owner-operator of Balm Apparel, and I run it out of my garage right here in Salt Lake City.
The pros and cons of the 801. What do I think it is?
You imagine that's going to be something, and then you get here, and it turns out that there's this sense of community and this feeling of love, and like, you go, girl.
It's an amazing economy.
We're more diverse. We're a very big capital for the LGBTQ. I got all brothers community. You know what I mean? And that's amazing.
We wanted enough city to satiate. We wanted to be able to ski and fish and camp and have a backyard. So Salt Lake sort of offered all of that for us.
The con is that we can be trapped in a small town in a big city.
There was a lot of unrealistic expectations of perfection, and that takes a toll on everybody. As a society, we feel like we need to be perfect and, you know, look a certain way and speak a certain way and behave a certain way.
What women's issues are the most important to you?
As far as women's issues, the one that I can speak to the most, that I know intimately, is inequality in the workplace.
The most important issues to me are anything that affects the women, the immigrant community in our city, in our state of Utah.
Hostility, whether it be shaming, whether it be bullying, whether it be gaslighting, whether it be violence.
Okay, not at the camera?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's
So, I am passionate about gender equality, not only equal opportunity, but equal pay, and I'm so grateful to be working for a company that addresses that. Thank you, Adobe.
I've often found myself working in a man's world, trying to find my way in the boys' club, in a very patriarchal society. You know, what if you're the girl that finds yourself in a place of leadership? So finding your place in that world, it can be tough, it can be scary. You can feel lost, you know, nobody gives you really a handbook. You climb a ladder that's not meant for you to climb, and then, you know, you really don't know what to do when you're up against it, and you want to keep going forward.
What events in your life have made you passionate about this?
3 in 5 Native American women experience sexual violence in their lifetime. I started a campaign with my community. It's for missing and murdered Indigenous women here in Salt Lake City. And I'm doing this very difficult and painful work to bring light to this issue that perpetuates our communities. And I am also personally affected by this issue. I have an auntie who was murdered, and through this campaign, you know, I used to think it was an issue that just affected my family, but I've met so many women who have suffered from this kind of violence. And, you know, I'm reading in the news every single day how there's another Native woman who goes missing. There's another Native woman who's been murdered. And a lot of these issues have to do with how we treat women in general, how we treat women of color in general, and it also has to do with environment.
So he looked at me and said, well, you have to imagine being dressed the way you are, you're going to get a certain amount of negative attention, which I'm perfectly well aware of that. P.S. I was wearing jeans and a crocheted halter top.
What is your idea or perception of being a feminist?
For me, being a feminist means that, you know, you have something to offer the world. You know your worth. You know you have a brain in your head.
I don't think it is necessarily like the whole bra burning, like hippie movement. It's more like that you deserve the same respect, your ideas deserve the same kind of consideration.
You're not afraid to take life by the balls because you know who you are.
It's really about building women up and, you know what I mean, pushing them forward in whatever they want to do and just being themselves.
What is your biggest insecurity?
I just have a lot of insecurities that I need to work on.
God, what's my biggest insecurity? There's so many.
I also have the insecurity of not doing enough.
Doing a radio show in a language that's not my native language, it is completely taking me out of my comfort zone.
I think my biggest insecurity is like would be a sense of like having a lesser sense of self-worth.
I'm still shit at putting an outfit together.
I don't like to be in front of a camera, to be honest with you.
So for a very long time, I didn't talk to anyone for fear that whatever I said would sound stupid or like be judged, you know what I mean?
I think I was really tired of the perfectly curated feeds, and you know, my life is perfect, and girls feeling they had to portray themselves in a certain way, like, you know, no, I'm not damaged, you know.
The standard of beauty then that society has put upon us women, and I just have to work on those things.
Expressing your femininity means being compassionate and not reacting, being able to stop and understand why someone's acting the way they are and show compassion and try to get to the bottom of something.
Expressing my femininity can probably be a little bit more challenging than average. I definitely use my job to express my femininity. I have to take that extra measure to appear at least put together, working in the beauty industry.
It's okay to be feminine and still be strong.
I love makeup, I love nails, I love all that, you know, nothing. If I don't feel particularly strong about my outward appearance that day, I'm not gonna feel very strong about my inward being either.
To want to try to look good, those things don't necessarily have to be a negative.
I'm just learning about eyelashes.
You can still be a strong businesswoman and still look great and still care about how you're perceived to the outside world.
But to me, it's a lot more than curling your hair and putting on an outfit that is attractive and that you feel good in. Femininity is so much more than that, so much more powerful than what you dress up as when you go out.
How has the Me Too movement affected your life?
The Me Too movement has affected my life just because of people being able to come out and share their stories and not feel shame.
It has brought up conversations that I feel are necessary.
I mean, how do you even begin a dialogue about it? You don't want to be that whiny ass bitch, because what if it's commonplace, and what if it's, you know, people don't realize, like, fuck, I had no idea, like, this is going on a lot, you know, and it's damaging people. And
we need to talk about how women want to feel safe in every space, at work, at school.
I think that when you're younger, you feel like, as a girl, you're made to feel like certain things are your fault.
Not only bring this very personal and sometimes difficult topic with our daughters, but also with our sons.
We both work in a field outside of here that, I mean, in the service industry, is a very male-dominated field. You know what I mean? And you're supposed to be quiet about certain things and take it, and if you don't take it, you know what
dramatic.
I mean? You're being dramatic.
Yeah,
There's a stigma attached to sexual assault, sexual abuse, and sexual harassment.
I was raped at gunpoint at the age of 19 years old, and it was by someone that I knew. The gun was an after effect of making sure that, you know, I was kept quiet. A lot of intimidation tactics. I think it's awesome how people are coming, men and women, coming forward and telling their stories and letting people know how common it is and that there is no shame in it and it's nothing that you did. It was a real hard lesson for me to learn.
The Me Too movement has allowed people to stand up for themselves and to not feel like you're the problem, because you're not the problem. That person's the problem and they have a problem, and you have every right to say, no, this is not okay. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna take ownership of myself, my body, and what you're allowed to do or say to me.
We need to educate our entire community about this movement, but take a very positive approach and educate our society. Women have a need and they deserve to feel safe in every single space.
We can be trapped in a small town in a big city, and with that, sometimes small towns can breed small minds, and maybe that's just a way for us to be able to educate more people, and maybe just trying to figure out how to turn those cons into pros.
It's important to empower a girl and let her know that you might be the minority in a situation, and it might be shitty. But there's a way to fix it, and it's not just asking for respect or demanding or say, hey, I'm being treated unfairly. Being a woman, we have this innate quality to feel feelings and get to the bottom of something before we react and have a knee-jerk, you know, reaction.
And I think I not only have a responsibility, but an obligation to stand up, use my voice and use my experience to speak from myself first, and then from other women that are not able to maybe have a voice because they may live under the shadows or they're scared.
So shaming people, whether they be trans or women or a sex worker or any of that stuff, is so wrong. And that's where I think education is the most important part of that, to let people know.
Trying to be part of like my community on a day-to-day, like we attend a lot of like meetings, part of different like groups. I think that like Local First and those kind of things, business leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that comes up in the community that we can attend that has even remotely anything to do with us.
What progress have you seen on the issue in your community?
I definitely have seen a progress in our community. More people are taking a more proactive approach on learning.
We've seen a lot of progress through sensitivity, a lot of progress through sensitivity in the past year, more than I think we could have ever hoped for.
So it is very exciting to see people are willing to educate themselves, to ask questions that may be uncomfortable, but they are willing to understand.
just to be able to see these women being able to stand up for themselves and say things and not feel ostracized from their community or by their peers, where before things were hushed up and quieted down. You know what I mean? That you're supposed to be meek and mild.
That really motivates me to keep sharing our stories and educating people that are taking a more proactive approach.
And now it's like, stand on your soapbox and say these things. I think that that is the progress that I've definitely seen in the community.
Try something you think you're not good at and fail and figure out that, oh, I'm not gonna die. Sometimes the first one through the gate gets a bloody nose, and then your peers see that it's something that can be done.
To roll with the punches is how you kind of overcome it. Is that staring the fact that failure doesn't mean your life's over, and then learning to take those negatives, kind of turn them around, see what you can do better next time, and roll with those punches, and don't let those failures or so-called failures define you forever. Because
it's pretty rad to put yourself out there. Like, that takes a lot of fucking courage to create something and put yourself out there and say that I'm gonna put my name on this and this is mine. Yeah, what if you fail? You know, there's some people that want to see you fail, but I don't know, I think it's special to watch someone go through that process and pick themselves up and keep going. Like, what better learning opportunity is there?
I show my support just by essentially surrounding myself with women and positive women and women in need.
And it's super empowering to have women come in and tell us what they want and to feel like they can define beauty for themselves. And we recognize that we don't have to be alike to support each other, and that beauty is as unique as each individual. But to give people the skills and the abilities and the the medical technology to feel good is a pretty powerful thing, and that's what I'm passionate about.
I think living your best life is defining what that is to you, not living your life dependent on somebody else's, you know what I mean, chart of achievement. I think
the common thread of humanity, no matter how different we are, where we come from, is that we're all given the opportunity to suffer, you know, to go through something shitty. We all get that opportunity. And why are we not coming together and talking and supporting, be like, girl, you're good, you know? You're a survivor, you made it. You're doing fucking fantastic. I see a lot of, you know, girls that maybe were afraid to break into certain industries, take control and not be afraid to roll up their sleeves and get dirty and work and show that we don't just have to, you know, ask for equality and say that there isn't equality, just be equal. Maybe not even by knowing it, you influence people just by following your path.
You know, we went out and met our neighbors and, you know, talked to even businesses that have been around for a really long time that are way more established than we are.
I think I overcome by finding, you know, my small successes.
Oh, I can show some vulnerability and maybe actually fucking connect to people because I'm not perfect.
And quite frankly, getting out of bed in the morning is a huge success, and making myself present and being willing, you know, and willing to have the conversation.
But I think when you make a decision to step out of your comfort zone and really try to do something that you are not completely confident, it just, you know, it helps you grow as a person.
You know what I mean? We could easily get tied up in the fact that we're both 30, unmarried, and no children. Most people say failure. But
live today like it's your last day. You don't know if you're gonna have a chance to wake up tomorrow, so just take advantage of the present moment and really enjoy it.
Travel's super important for me, to be able to get out. Sometimes you can be inside of a little bubble, inside your own world, living within the same 5 blocks that you never leave. And although it's comfortable, I think it's much more important to get yourself out there and just make sure that you're living the truth you're trying to speak.
I think that living your best life is waking up is waking up and like happy, you know what I mean? Surrounding yourself with good people, trying to do something every single day to make yourself happy and be a better person. I think that that's what really living your best life is.
I want to challenge you to get active in your community and with your whole heart fight for the women's issues that are important and relevant to you.
Relax, deep breath.
It's so hard. The second you get up here, you're just like, so, okay. So I am passionate about,
Oh, Jesus Christ, this game again. I'm done. That's what I am. A badass bitch. A boss. I know. Somebody should just give me a wine glass and I'll be like, I'm Jenny Bryson and I have a drinking problem. For real. I'm starting to get like sweat pits. Are you guys seeing it?
It's better if your chin's down, so try to be a little, yeah, right.
Okay. Say when.
Hi, my name is Heather Gay. And I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
okay. You want to write at the first? Hold on. Hi. Just kidding.
Try your name doing all that.
Okay.
Stuff right there. Hi.
Oh, hello. My name is Alexa Bird. I'm a singer-songwriter in Salt Lake City, Utah.
As a child, since I was a little girl, I was always attracted to strong role models.
I definitely see myself as a feminist, but I would like to think myself as more of a champion for all the downtrodden and definitely an activist for many causes. Luckily for us, with our extreme political duress that we're going through right now, that it's brought it all onto the forefront with such movements as Me Too and the others that are, you know, it's all being brought to light of just how it's not okay to treat people.